Hello and welcome to Hitbullseye. My name is Manish Mittal and I am back with your weekly dose of current affairs. If you're watching this channel for the first time, please hit the bell icon and subscribe to the channel so that you can receive the notifications of these videos every time we post them. This week, many events have happened in international relations, in books and authors, in awards and honors categories, and also some deaths and some important events have happened. All of this we will be covering in this video. So let's get started. Let's see what all we are going to cover. Starting with the first, that is Devendra Jhajharia has received the Padam Bhushan award. So for those of you who follow the news, and even if you don't, this week Padma awards were given away. Padma Vibhushan, Padma Bhushan, Padma Shri, and Devendra Jhajharia and Avni Lekhara, both of these para-athletes have been given the Padma award. So we will discuss that. What is so special about these two people receiving the Padma awards, while there are more than 100 people who have been chosen for the awards. Then former Chief Justice of India, Mr. RC Lahoti, has passed away. Creator of the GIF format. I'm sure most of us are tech savvy. Since you're watching this video, I presume you're following social media and you use messaging apps like WhatsApp. So GIF is something that we use on a regular basis. So the person who created GIF format has passed away. The Governor of the Year Award 2022. Now this is in context of international economy. This is the governor of the central banks in the world that we are talking about. So we will see who has got this year's award. First wildlife bond has been issued by the World Bank. This is a new concept. We will see what is a wildlife bond and why has World Bank issued it. A new book, The Little Book of Joy, has been launched. And if you have seen any of my previous videos, I keep reiterating that if you have to do a book, it is either because the subject is important or the author is important. Now here the subject is not very important. The Little Book of Joy is a very simple subject. That means the author or authors must be important personalities. So we will see who has written this book. An Indian has been named as the Fellow of Royal Society of Edinburgh. A very prominent businesswoman from India has got the fellowship of the Royal Society of Edinburgh. We'll see who. Export Preparedness Index 2021 has been launched. We will see that as well. Then the NATO has extended Jens Stoltenberg's term. We know that due to Russia-Ukraine crisis, how much NATO is making news for good or you can say bad reasons. So its chief Jens Stoltenberg's term has been extended by another year. Earth Hour 2022 was celebrated. So if you have seen anywhere in news that the decorative lights around the famous monuments in India, for example Taj Mahal, Qutub Minar, Rashtrapati Bhavan, etc., were shut down for an hour. So you will know that this was Earth Hour being celebrated, and it did not only happen in India, it happened the world over, and it happens every year. So we will see why we celebrate Earth Hour and which is the organization that organizes this day. The Government of India has designated 5th of October as the National Dolphin Day. So many news in this week regarding wildlife or the green spaces conservation. Then Cochin International Airport has bagged the COVID Champion Award. For the last 2 years, there have been various airports in India who have done phenomenally well despite pressures due to COVID-19. So in that series, these are the awards that have been given to various airports. So we will see which are the winners in other categories as well. To the movie buffs out there, the Oscar Awards 2022, the biggest cinematic extravaganza in the world, were just recently announced, and we'll see the most important awards, and we'll also see India's official entries into Oscars 2022. Although they could not make it to the final list, but still we'll see the India's important entries into the Oscar Awards. Then security exercise Prasthan took place in Mumbai. We'll see that. In government schemes and interventions, Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, which was started during the COVID-19 period, has been extended by another 6 months. We'll see the features of this scheme. Then in noise pollution index, Dhaka, which is the capital of Bangladesh, has emerged as the most noisy city, or the noise pollution, the maximum noise pollution has been observed in Dhaka. Swiss Open Badminton Tournament 2022 has been won by an Indian player. So we'll see who that player is. You see, so many news to discuss in just 1 week. So if you have the eye to identify such news, all these are the fodder for the exams. A new website, Modi Story, has been launched, and by none other than the granddaughter of one of the greatest freedom fighters we have known. So we'll see when we reach there. Inaugural Time 100 Impact Award has been given away. So Time 100, that means 100 important personalities, and an Indian personality has also been featured, who is a Bollywood actress. So we'll see who that is. Then Balikatan 2022, largest ever military drill, has taken place. We will see which 2 countries are involved and why. India's first steel road. Now again something related to sustainable development, again something related to recyclable material being used in environmental conservation. So we'll see where India's first steel road has been constructed as a pilot project. Then International Labour Organization, its new Director General has been appointed in Gilbert Houngbo. So he has been appointed as the new DG. Then Himanta Biswa Sarma has been re-elected as the President of Badminton Association of India. So he is also the Chief Minister of Assam, and he has been re-elected as the Chairperson of Badminton Association of India. Then National Water Awards 2022 were given by the President of India. And finally, NITI Ayog and the Food and Agriculture Organization have launched a book on agriculture. So we will see that as well. So these are all the news. We are going to have a quick look very quickly. So the purpose is to consolidate this information in as less time as possible. So let's just have a look at these news one by one. So Devendra Jhajharia has received Padam Bhushan. Now why is this news particularly important? Because every year about 100 odd Indians, or some persons of foreign descent as well, they get selected for different types of Padma awards, including the Padma Vibhushan, which is the 2nd highest civilian award, Padma Bhushan, which is the 3rd highest civilian award, and Padma Shri, which is the 4th highest civilian award, and the highest one is Bharat Ratna. So this year Bharat Ratna was not conferred on anyone, but Padma Vibhushan, Padma Bhushan and Padma Shri were conferred on various personalities. Now why is Padma Bhushan being conferred on Devendra Jhajharia so important? Because he is the first para-athlete to receive Padma Bhushan. So that is what makes it a record. Before him there have been para-athletes, but they have been winning Padma Shri. So it is the first time that an athlete has got Padma Bhushan, a para-athlete has got Padma Bhushan. So that is a record in itself. He has won many Paralympic medals, and the latest one was a silver medal at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, and for that he has been honored. And Avni Lekhara, who is a parachuter, so this is Avni Lekhara and this is Devendra Jhajharia. So Avni Lekhara has been chosen for the Padma Shri award, although not a record, because some other para-athletes have also been awarded Padma Shri, but Devendra Jhajharia's Padma Bhushan is indeed a record. Right? Moving on to the next news. Former Chief Justice of India, Mr. R C Lahoti, has passed away. So Mr. R C Lahoti, former Chief Justice of India, he remained a Chief Justice from 2004 to 2005, and you just need to know, in some cases you're asked such questions like, recently this person has passed away, so to which profession or to which vocation was this person associated? So your answer should be, of course, that he was a judge. He was a judge of the Supreme Court. In fact, he was the CJI, the former Chief Justice of India. Next, the creator of the GIF format. Now what is the GIF format's full form? It is the graphics interchange format. So it is something in the middle of a picture and a video. It's like a small 3-4 second clip that keeps playing itself. So it is the GIF format, and its founder, its creator was Stephen Wilhite. So you can see the image of Mr. Stephen Wilhite over here. So Mr. Stephen Wilhite has passed away, and he created GIF. Right, so he created this in 1987 while he was working at CompuServe, and the Oxford American Dictionary named GIF Word of the Year in 2012. He was also honored with the Webby Lifetime Achievement Award in 2013 for this amazing achievement. So you have to remember the name of the creation and the name of the person as well. Next, the Governor of the Year award. So the central bank's governors, they are awarded every year. So this year, Mr. Mario Marcel, who is the governor of the Central Bank of Chile. Now, Chile is a South American country, and its capital is Santiago, and its central bank is known as the Banco Central de Chile in their language. So its governor, Mr. Mario Marcel, has been named the Governor of the Year 2022, and these are given at the Central Banking Awards 2022. So this is a name just that you need to remember. Now this is an important news that you ought to understand. For the first time, wildlife bonds have been issued by the World Bank. Now what are wildlife bonds? Let's try to understand. First of all, World Bank is a group of institutions. So out of those, the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, or IBRD, has issued these bonds called wildlife conservation bonds. Why? To support South Africa's black rhino. So black rhinos to be saved in South Africa, these bonds have been issued, and this bond is also known as the Rhino Bond. It's a 5-year bond of $150 million sustainable development for preserving the wildlife, and it includes a potential performance payment from the Global Environment Facility, GEF. So it is basically a way to fund, to create a fund for preservation of rhinos. This bond will contribute to protecting and increasing black rhino populations in 2 protected areas in South Africa, namely the Addo Elephant National Park and the Great Fish River Nature Reserve. In these 2 areas of South Africa, the rhinos will be preserved. So it's a good initiative to preserving biodiversity. So you need to remember the name of the country, that is South Africa, the name of the animal, that is rhino, and the name of the institution, that is the World Bank. So all these are important. Next, the Little Book of Joy. Right, so you can see here, this is the Little Book of Joy. So I told you that the subject of the book is not very important. Either the subject is important or the author is important, and only then it becomes important from an examination point of view. Now that means the authors are important. Now who are the authors? One is Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who is a Nobel Prize winner. In fact, both the authors are Nobel Prize winners. And second is the Dalai Lama, the 14th and the serving Dalai Lama, who is the highest temporal seat of Buddhists in the world. And right now the Dalai Lama is Mr. Tenzin Gyatso. So Tenzin Gyatso and Archbishop Desmond Tutu has authored this book, The Little Book of Joy, and it will be released after a few months. So this is the title of the book. His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu have written this book. So this book focuses on the meaning of life and happiness. Very generic this book is. And in 2016 also they had co-authored a book titled The Book of Joy. So this is their second book. The first book was The Book of Joy, and this is The Little Book of Joy. So what you need to remember is the names of these 2 authors, Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu. These are very, very important. Moving on, an Indian has been named as Royal Fellow, of the Royal Society of Edinburgh in UK, and the person is Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw. So Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw was the founder and CEO of Biocon, and she has been named as the the Fellow of Royal Society of Edinburgh. So it's an academic society and it's a research society, and it's an honor to be a fellow of this society. In total, there are 1700 fellows of this society, and this year around 80 new fellows have been inducted, and Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw is one of those fellows. So she is the executive chairperson of Biocon and Biocon Biologics, and this Royal Society of Edinburgh is based in Scotland, which is a part of UK. Right? So RSE, or Royal Society of Edinburgh, is one of the world's oldest and most respected academic societies. So people do or engage in academic research activities being a part of the Royal Society of Edinburgh. So it's an honor that an Indian has been elected as a fellow on this society. Next, Export Preparedness Index. Now, as the name itself points out, this index tells how prepared a state is for export activities, and in this index the Gujarat has topped it. So Gujarat is a state that is most export prepared in India, and this index is launched by NITI Aayog, National Institution for Transforming India, which is essentially the think tank of the government. It is a think tank of the government, and it is that organization that has replaced the Planning Commission. So earlier there was Planning Commission that used to come up with the 5-year plans, and it was established in 1951. But in 2014, when Narendra Modi became the Prime Minister, he changed this organization, replaced Planning Commission with a new organization called NITI Aayog, National Institution for Transforming India. So it launches so many various indices, and Export Preparedness Index is one of those. So Gujarat is at number 1, followed by Maharashtra, which is at number 2, and Karnataka is at number 3. These are the 3 states with maximum export preparedness. And Gujarat has topped it for 2nd year in a row. That means last year also it was Gujarat that had topped the the export preparedness index. So these are the 2 facts that you need to remember. Next, NATO is making a lot of news these days due to the Russia-Ukraine crisis, and amid all this, NATO's Secretary General or Director General, Mr. Jens Stoltenberg, his term has been extended by another year, because apparently the US and Western countries think that it is not wise to appoint a new person when there is a lot of need for the NATO countries to remain united. And perhaps because of that, Mr. Stoltenberg's term has been extended. So NATO held a conference in Brussels, which also happens to be the headquarters of NATO. So Brussels, which is the capital of Belgium, is the headquarters of NATO, and NATO is a 30-member grouping. It's a 30-member grouping that was established in 1949 during the beginning of the Cold War between US and Soviet Union, and it was a military alliance. But even after the disintegration of USSR in 1991, NATO continued to function, and it even expanded after that. So there were 15 countries that came out of the Soviet Union's disintegration in 1991. And at that time, the US president had given an assurance to the Russian president that NATO will not even expand even an inch into the east. That means towards the Soviet countries. But despite that affirmation, 9 countries of former Soviet Union have till date become the members of NATO. And now, to stop Ukraine from becoming a member of NATO, Russia has attacked Ukraine. Although it does not justify Russian invasion, but that is the logic behind Russian act on Ukraine. And in this time, it's extremely important for NATO to hold its horses together, and that's why its DG is still in place and his tenure has been extended, and he will be on his place till September 2023. So these are certain facts you need to be very, very clear about. NATO established in 1949. It's a 30-member grouping. Its headquarters is in Brussels, and it is a military alliance led by USA. Next, Earth Hour 2022. So a few days back, many prominent buildings in India and around the world, their lights were shut off for 1 hour. That is from 8:30 to 9:30. From 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. for most of the buildings, most of the important buildings of the world and monuments of the world, including the Paris Eiffel Tower, then the Statue of Liberty, the Taj Mahal, the Rashtrapati Bhavan, the White House, all the important monuments in the world, their lights were shut off in respective time zones from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. on the 26th of March 2022 to show, as a small effort towards preserving energy so that the earth can be, preserved. So every year Earth Hour is celebrated, and the organization that actually, organizes it is the Worldwide Fund for Nature. So WWF is the organization that organizes the Earth Hour, and all the countries in the world participate in it. And this year the focus is shape our future. Shape our future. That means if we save enough energy, we are shaping our own future. So it's basically hinting towards sustainable use of energy. Right? So Earth Hour is celebrated on the last Saturday of March month, which this time fell on 26th of March, and that's why it was celebrated on 26th of March. So you need to know the Earth Hour is celebrated on the last Saturday of the March. Its theme this year, it is organized by the Worldwide Fund for Nature. These are 3 or 4 facts that you need to remember. Government of India has designated Dolphin Day, National Dolphin Day, on October the 5th every year. Dolphin is an animal, an aquatic animal that is found in rivers in India. It may be found in oceans, but in India it is found in Indus River, it is found in the Ganga River. So there is Gangetic dolphin, then there is Indus river water dolphin, and a few years back the Government of India had designated the river dolphin as the national aquatic animal of India as well. So dolphin is the national aquatic animal of India, and now from this year onwards, 5th of October shall be celebrated as the National Dolphin Day. And this has been announced by the Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change. So the nodal ministry is the Union Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, which has come up with this notification. And the nodal board will be the National Board of Wildlife, which will be carrying out this, and it will help in creating awareness and in preserving dolphins, because dolphins are a critical indicator of a marine ecosystem. So if we are preserving dolphins, if the number of dolphins is increasing steadily in the river waters, that means the overall pollution levels are under control. So they are a good benchmark for judging the marine ecosystem. Next, Cochin International Airport has bagged the COVID Champion Award. So many awards were given away. So Wings India 2022 is the name of the award ceremony, and the Cochin International Airport has won the COVID Champion Award. Why COVID Champion Award? That means it was the most effectively managed airport during the COVID-19 crisis. So it was awarded for its successful implementation of a meticulous project named Mission Safeguarding, during the pandemic to ensure safe travel. So this airport launched a particular project called Mission Safeguarding, because of which passengers did not face much of the problem. And on this award ceremony, the Kempegowda International Airport of Bengaluru was also given the Best Airport Award under the general category, and also the Aviation Innovation Award. So 2 awards were bagged by the Kempegowda Airport, and the major award was the COVID Champion Award, because it's a special kind of an award. It's not given every year. Then the Oscar Awards. Now, of course, who can forget the Oscar Awards? Just like we have national awards in India, which are quite important, we have Oscar Awards at the global stage. Right? So this year, the Oscar Awards, of course, it's given by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. This is the name of the full academy that gives away the Oscar Awards, and the ceremony is held in Los Angeles, USA. So the most important ones are Best Picture Award has been bagged by Coda. Best Actor in a Leading Role Male has gone to Will Smith for the movie King Richard. It's an awesome movie. Basically, Will Smith has played the role of the father of tennis legends Serena Williams and Venus Williams. It's a good movie, King Richard. Then Best Actress in a Leading Role has gone to Jessica Chastain for Eyes of Tammy Faye. This is also a very good movie. Coda, of course, has won the Best Picture Award. Best International Feature Film Award has gone to Drive My Car. And for this category, India had sent its movie Kuzangal. Kuzangal was India's official entry to 2022 Oscars, which means pebble. So it's a South Indian movie, and it was sent by India. So every year India sends one of its movies to the Oscars, but this year also it was not able to make it to the finals. Although India did send a documentary as well, and it was able to make it to the final, although it did not win. That is Writing with Fire. This was a documentary that was sent by India, Writing with Fire. So it reached the final nominations, but it could not win the award. So the winner was the Queen of Basketball. And finally, Best Director has gone to Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog. These are some of the important awards, and these are the two entries from India that have that were sent by India to the Oscars. Next, security exercise Prasthan has taken place near Mumbai. So it's a very simple news. Basically, a security exercise has been carried out near the Western Naval Command of Indian Navy. So its name was Prasthan, and it was carried out off the coast of Mumbai. There were multiple agencies which were involved in this. So of course Navy was involved, then Indian Air Force, Coast Guard, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, Mumbai Port Trust, Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust, Customs Authority, Mercantile Marine Department, etc. all were involved. What is important for us to know is the location of this exercise and the name of this exercise. That is Prasthan. So very simple news there, nothing much to discuss. Then now this is a scheme, Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana. So it is a part of a larger scheme of relief that was announced during the COVID-19 pandemic by the Prime Minister. So under this scheme, basically 5 kg of free food grains were provided to every person every month, totally free of cost, and 80 crore beneficiaries are there in India. And till now, about 2.5 lakh crore rupees have been spent in the last more than 2 years on this scheme. And now the scheme has been again extended till September 2022. So it was supposed to end on 31st of March, that is today. It was supposed to end on 31st March 2022. So it has been extended 5 times since then, every time for 3 or 6 months. And now phase 6 of the plan has been launched, under which it has been again extended for another 6 months. Dhaka is the world's most noise polluted city. This has been said by United Nations Environment Programme that comes up with the annual Frontier Report 2022. So United Nations Environment Programme publishes this report, and it tells according to the decibel levels how noisy or how silent a particular city is. And in this, Dhaka, which is the capital of Bangladesh, has emerged as the noisiest city in the world. And the mean noise level here are 119 decibels, which is quite alarming, because according to WHO, 70 decibels is what is the acceptable level of noise to human ears. And Uttar Pradesh in India, Uttar Pradesh Moradabad has come as second in the list with noise pollution of 114 decibels. So we are not far behind, So Uttar Pradesh Moradabad is the second noisiest place, and Islamabad, which is the capital of Pakistan, is the third noisiest place with 105 decibels of noise. And on the flip side, the quietest city in the world, is Irbrid. So Irbrid is the quietest city in the world. It's in Jordan, right? So it's in Jordan. So Irbid is the city in Jordan, and here the average noise level is just 60 decibels, which is quite acceptable to the human ear. So this report, you know, the name of the report, the name of the institution, name of the noisiest city and the quietest city. These are important facts from the examination point of view. Swiss Open Badminton title 2022 has been won by none other than the greatest shuttler of India, PV Sindhu, and she has won this award by defeating Buchanan of Thailand. So that's quite a difficult name to pronounce there. Ong Bamrugphan of Thailand, and she has won the women's singles title at the Swiss Open tournament. So this is all you need to know about this. Now, yes, so this website called modistory.in has been launched by none other than the granddaughter of Mahatma Gandhi, Sumitra Gandhi Kulkarni. So she has launched this portal. Basically, what is this portal for? That any person, if he has ever come across Prime Minister Modi, you know, even before he became the Prime Minister of India, you know, if there is any photograph, if there is any anecdote or any instance of their life, any video, audio recording, you know, any story to tell about him, they can share all that material or stories on modistory.in, and all of this will be compiled. So perhaps she is a Modi praiser, and that's why she has started this particular initiative. Next, Inaugural Time 100 Impact Award. So Deepika Padukone, the Bollywood actress, has featured on Inaugural Time 100 Impact Award. And why has she featured on the list? Now that is a question. She has featured for her work in mental health struggles and raising awareness through her foundation called Live, Love, Laugh. Very, very important this is. So it's not because of her status as a Bollywood star. It's because of her work towards creating awareness for mental health, and her foundation Live, Love, Laugh. That is because of which she has been entered on the list. So this award recognizes global leaders who have gone above and beyond to move their industries and world forward. So apart from Deepika Padukone, 6 other global leaders have been honored with the award. And this award were presented at the Museum of the Future in Dubai. So Dubai also has a future museum, which is the first of its kind museum in the world. So there the awards were presented, and she is the only one from India to feature on the list. So it's very important to know the reason behind her selection, because she worked for mental health care. Then Balikatan 2022, largest ever military drills. They have taken place between the United States military and the Philippines military, and this is the largest ever exercise because the number of people who are participating in it. And it is this agreement called the Visiting Forces Agreement that gives United States troops a legal basis to be in Philippines and to conduct bilateral exercises. So this exercise is between United States and the Philippines military, and it's important because China is trying to be assertive, China is trying to be aggressive, and these exercises took place somewhere near Taiwan. And we know that when Russia invaded Ukraine last month, China had also sent its aircraft into Taiwanese airspace. So this exercise is seen as an attempt at muscle flexing between US and China. Next, India's first steel road has come up in Gujarat. Of course, where else? The state that has the maximum quantum of heavy industry that is export prepared. So Surat in Gujarat has featured a road created entirely of steel waste. And what is more important is it's not the usual steel, it is the steel waste through which this road has been created. And for this, ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel India have collaborated with Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, and the Central Road Research Institute, CRRI, and with NITI Aayog. So all these prominent organizations are involved, because if it becomes a reality, the steel waste would be used to create roads. So it is steel slag with which the road is created, and it's a major source of concern for the steel industry because it is regarded as a waste product. And if we can create sustainable roads through waste products, that would be, you know, a win-win situation both for the steel industry as well as for environment. So this is one of its kind project, and if it becomes sustainable and affordable, then of course we can replicate it over the other places as well. Mr. Gilbert Houngbo has been named as the next Director General of International Labour Organization. So ILO is a specialized agency of United Nations, and Mr. Houngbo from Togo will be the next Director General. So he has been the Prime Minister of the African country of Togo, and he is the first African to hold the post. He will be holding a 5-year term there, and before him Guy Ryder was the Director General of ILO. So Guy Ryder is the one who is being succeeded by Mr. Gilbert. So both the names and his designation is what is important for you to remember. So we are reaching the end of our weekly current affairs. Mr. Himanta Biswa Sarma, who is also the Chief Minister of Assam, has been re-elected as the chairperson of the Badminton Association of India. So Badminton Association of India, he will head it for the next 4 years till 2026, and he was first elected in 2017. So he has interest in badminton, and he is now going to be on the governing body as well. He also serves as the Vice President of Badminton Asia and is a member of Badminton World Federation Executive Council. So no, it's not necessary that a person cannot have multiple interests and multiple designations. Next, National Water Awards 2022 have been given away. So for the first time they were given away in 2018, and this year is the third version of the awards, and a total of 57 awards were given away in different categories, like the best school, you know, the best shrine, the best district in north, in east, in south and west. But what we need to do is the best state, and that is Uttar Pradesh has been awarded the first prize in water conservation, followed by Rajasthan and Tamil Nadu. This is all you need to do. You need not remember all the 57 categories in which the water awards have been given. Then NITI Aayog and FAO have launched a book. So this is the final news in this weekly current affairs. NITI Aayog, which is the think tank of the government, and FAO, which is the Food and Agriculture Organization. Food and Agriculture Organization, it is a specialized agency of UN. So both of them in collaboration have launched this book called Indian Agriculture Towards 2030. So it's a futuristic book that takes a look at where the Indian agriculture is headed by 2030, and this book was launched by none other than Narendra Singh Tomar, who is the Union Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. So the full name of the book is Indian Agriculture Towards 2030, Pathways for Enhancing Farmers' Income, Nutritional Security and Sustainable Food and Farm Systems. So this basically sums up the 3 priorities that the government of India has in agriculture sector. First is to improve farmers' income, second is to improve nutritional security, and third is to make farm systems sustainable, environmentally sustainable. And this event was organized by NITI Aayog and Food and Agriculture Organization, and this is the book that has been launched. So it can be a really good book, a case of research for many people who are researching on agriculture in India, because NITI Aayog and FAO are quite important organizations in terms of research on agriculture. So this book can be a source of great material for research for the researchers in this field as well. So this is all for the 4th week of March. If you like this video, please let us know in the comment section. The target of this video and this video series have been to be really useful to all of you who are watching it from examination point of view. If you think we can do something, or if you think we should change something in the existing pattern, please do let us know in the comment section below. Also, hit the thumbs up button and share it with your friends so that they can also benefit from the same. If you like all these news that we have discussed over here, there's a link given in the description below, so you can go there on the gk.hitbullseye website and you can register and avail many such free GK resources. That is all. My name is Manish Mittal and signing off. Thank you so much.